Bristol-Smith.
Good afternoon and congratulations. Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. Brene Brown. I have 3 questions for you. Number 1, what is it that is yours to do? Number 2, what are you uniquely qualified for that uses your gifts, talents, and passions? And 3, how can you use those to be of benefit and to serve others to make our world a better place? I didn't know the answers to these questions for a long time. When I was in high school, I had no clue and I had no plan of what I wanted to do or be or prepare for. And I hated being there. I wasn't one of the popular girls and I always felt like I didn't belong. I started working when I was 15 and I enjoyed working more than I ever enjoyed being in school. I got my AA degree after high school, and that was enough for me at the time. I worked in retail at clothing stores, and then a department store where I found myself in cosmetics, helping women find and enhance their beauty. I can look back now and I can see that that job was the first step that led me to where I am today, though I had no idea at the time. Fast forward 20 years or so. I'm a program coordinator for a seminar company. I remember a defining moment. I had the opportunity to stand on a stage and speak into the microphone and introduce myself to a crowd of about 500 or so people. I felt the thrill and terror of public speaking. It was exciting and terrifying. It opened something up inside of me that I didn't even know was there. Unfortunately, I was laid off from that job a short time afterwards, but a seed had been planted. I was newly married and my husband and I were in escrow for our house when I got laid off. I had to scramble to find another job so that we would still qualify for the loan. Fortunately, I did. The job was an administrative assistant work doing data entry. I was grateful for the job, however. It was a difficult environment to be in and actually a terrible use of my skills. It reminded me of high school again. It was an office with 6 women. There was petty bickering and jealousy and gossiping and more, just like high school. I was bored and I was frustrated. And when I got laid off after a year or so, I actually felt relieved because I was free of that place. I had so much pent-up frustration that I wrote a personal manifesto. It was an angry list of everything that I did not ever want to experience again in a job. It was a great process, and I actually highly recommend it if perhaps you're at a place where you don't know exactly what you want to do moving forward. It can be extremely helpful to identify and name and write down those things that you don't want to do. For me, it was a letting go process. It was therapeutic, and what came next was miraculous. That weekend, I was reading the classified ads in the newspaper. Some of you may remember that's how we used to find a job before the internet. Does anybody remember that? A few of you remember that. A listing jumped out at me. It was for Director of School Relations. It involved public speaking in schools to introduce a multicultural program. Something about the ad spoke to me and literally called my name. I reached the company first thing Monday morning and they scheduled an interview. Carol hired me for the role, even though I had no experience. I did have a lot of passion for the mission of helping kids learn about the commonalities that different cultures share. Sounds a little bit like Alliant University. It was to raise awareness and it was to create understanding. And it was to help kids get along better and feel like they belong. I learned on my feet how to be a public speaker. I made every mistake that could be made, and I pushed through my nerves. I remember my knees shaking, sweaty palms, and feeling like my heart was beating outside of my chest. My saving grace was that the message was more important than my discomfort. And I realized that it wasn't about me. It was about being there and being of benefit to the audience, hundreds of kids who were sitting on school gymnasium floors. In a period of 3 years, I gave student assembly programs to more than 100,000 students and teachers here in San Diego. I loved sharing the message of inclusiveness. I felt like I was making a difference, and that was really important to me. My next role after that position ended, the second layoff, was with a corporate training firm. It was a 2-week temporary assignment that turned into 6.5 years of learning and growing. I started as the office manager and eventually developed my skills as a trainer. As part of my role, I taught public speaking skills to help people build confidence. During that time, the company helped me go back to school, so probably like many of you, I went to school at night and I earned my degree in business management. After 6.5 years, I was laid off, now my third strike. So I decided to start my own company, mostly because I was tired of being laid off. I named it Speak for Success, and for 15 years I taught business people how to get past their nerves and give effective presentations. From witnessing people build their self-confidence, get promotions, and have new courage, I was inspired to work with women who had lost their confidence, their voices, and their way in life. I felt compelled to work with domestic violence survivors and women who faced extreme adversities like homelessness, drug abuse, addiction, and incarceration. 10 years ago, I started a leadership program for domestic violence survivors as a volunteer project. The program helped the women build their confidence so they could share their own stories and journeys to inspire and give hope to others. It was transformative for women who were victims to see them become victorious. Each woman gained her self-worth, was seen, heard, and celebrated. I saw the power and the importance of people being heard, the power of secrets and darkness seeing the light, and the miracles of healing that happen when people feel safe and supported. This program has become Leap to Success, a women's empowerment organization. In 2013, we became a nonprofit, and I left Speak for Success behind. This is my passion and my calling. I've built a remarkable team that includes professionals and program graduates as instructors. All of our programs are offered at no cost, and we raise funds from individuals and organizations to do this important work. Today, I'm a fundraiser, pushing through my fears and discomfort once again to ask people for money. So far, we've empowered more than 1,600 women right here in San Diego County. We give them the skills and the tools to believe in themselves no matter their past. All of this has happened here in San Diego. We've accomplished a lot, but in some ways it feels like we're just getting started because there's a lot of work to do, and our programs could help women everywhere, and I'd like to see that happen. I can look back and connect the dots of my earlier experiences and see how my passion and desire to help people feel like they belong, that they're worthy and capable, comes from my own feelings, a feeling like I didn't belong. It comes from building my own courage and pushing through my fears to find what I'm good at, to keep getting up after each time I was laid off. So again, I'll ask you these same 3 questions. What is it that is yours to do? What are you uniquely qualified for that uses your gifts, your talents, and your passions? And how can you be of benefit to help make our world a better place? To close, I'd like to share these inspiring words written by Marianne Williamson that Nelson Mandela used in his 1994 inauguration speech in South Africa. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I? To be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve this world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. My hope is that each one of you has the courage to shine your own light, and that you find what your heart calls you to do. The world needs your talents, gifts, and desire to be of benefit now more than ever before. With your degree in hand, you're prepared and you're ready. Now is your time. Thank you.